Hi everyone, this is Mrs. V Chen. Welcome to my Form 4 Accounting Lesson 7, and today is 8th of March 2020. So we will do one more DSE question on bank reconciliation statements, which is in 2018. All right, are you ready? So this is the question, and let's take a look about what we have to do here. So part A. 1. We have to update the cash at bank accounts, so which is same as the bank column in the cash book. And number 2, to write up a bank reconciliation statements. Okay, now when you look at this point number 2, we don't have any special requirements, we don't have any restriction. So therefore, when you look at the bank statement, bank reconciliation statement account, it doesn't matter which one you start with. You can start with balance as per cash book. You can start with balance as per bank statements. Okay, but let's take a look about the situation here. And here is the timeline. Okay, now here is the timeline. All right, so that is the end of December. And then we are given the information saying cash at bank showed a debit balance. And then what is debit balance in cash at bank? Which is positive. Okay, and this is 31st December. So here is my diagram. So cash book positive. So this is closing balance before adjustments. And it did not agree with the balance at the bank statement. So here is the bank statement account. All right, and then we don't have any figure given to us. Okay, but anyway, these two closing balances are not the same. So therefore, we have to update the cash book. All right, and then we get the closing balance after adjustments. And then if we start with the original figure, we also get the same figure. So since there is no special requirements in the bank rec statement saying which balance to start with, so under this situation, if we don't know this figure, that means we start with this balance as per cash book will be easier. All right, so therefore here. So in the bank reconciliation statement, we start with balance as per cash book. Okay, so therefore, what do we add? We will add unpresented check. All right, and minus uncredited item. Okay, and then also we start with this 50,000, which is a debit balance, okay, in the cash at bank accounts, which is same as the bank column in the cash book. All right. Okay, so next we are going to go through these points step by step. Okay, so number 1, check this number for this much from a customer was dishonored and returned by the bank. All right, so do you still remember what is dishonored check? Dishonored check means what? We have this already done in the bank statements in order to cancel the check deposit with the bank. Okay, already done on debit side in the bank statement, but we have not yet done this in the cash book, so not yet credit the cash book. So therefore, the usual situation for this not yet done in the cash book, so that we have to record this in the cash book to reverse the check received it. So credit bank. Okay, and this is money received from trade receivable, which is same as the debtor. So usually we have to do this. Okay, and the correct amount is 33,500. So I put 33,500. 33,500. Okay, so usually the treatment for dishonored check will be this to adjust the double entry missing in the cash book. However, look at this. The bookkeeper record the amount 3,500. Okay, so therefore, what is the wrong double entry done? The firm has record this 3,500 and also 3,500. Okay, so therefore, what's wrong? This is wrong, and this should be the correct figure, and this should be the correct figure. So therefore, we should debit trade receivable this much instead of 3,500, and then we should credit bank this much instead of this. So you can see the credit side in the bank account is too small, right? So what is adjustment? Therefore, we need to go to the cash at bank account here. Okay, the credit side is too small. Okay, and this is related to trade receivable, and the description is about this on the check. And point number 1 by the difference, and the difference is 33,500 minus 3,500. Okay, so let me use calculator to get the amounts. Okay, 33 minus 3,500. Okay, so here will be 30,000. All right. All right, so point number 2 here. The cash at bank account include a check for 6,300 dated 3rd of January. Okay, so remember, we are doing everything related to December. So therefore, January will be related to the following month. So which was a settlement to a supplier. Okay, so here is my diagram to explain point number 2. Okay, and this is a check, and very often on the right hand corner of the check we have the dates, and the date is 3rd of January. Okay, which is about settlement to a supplier. So what is meaning of settlement to a supplier? That means we pay checks, so we credit bank and pay money to creditor, and creditor is same as trade payable, right? But the point is, when should we do this double entry? Okay, so it should be no earlier than March of January. Okay, but however, if you look at the situation here, all right, it says that the cash at bank include in this month, which is December. Okay, so therefore it is wrong. Okay, so what do we need to do? So we have to cancel this as a post-dated check. So what would be the double entry related to that? So reverse this, so debit bank and credit trade payable. To reverse this as a post, this is a post dated check being recorded in the cash book too early. Okay. All right, so after this double entry, I have to update my cash at bank account by debit bank. So here is the debit side here with 6,300. Reason trade payable, because this is about settlement with supplier, and reason is post dated check related to point number 2. Okay, so point number 3. So here we have a check which was issued to a supplier. What is meaning of issued? It means we pay check. All right, and July 18th was recorded in the book. That means we have already credited the cash book, but had not been shown on the bank statements. So what is it? This is straightforward one. So which is unpresented check, and we already have the position for unpresented check here. So since we start with balance as per cash book, we add unpresented check, so which is related to point number 3. Okay, so which is how much? 10,390. Okay, so point number 4 here is a very special point again. So the information is this. It was found that a check dated 28 April for this amount, which was received from a customer, was still kept in the drawer of the bookkeeper. Now, what is the story related to that? So this time we receive a check. So what about if we receive a check and then we don't go to the bank? So can we get money? Can we have more money in the bank statement? Which is not possible, right? Okay, and here it is the bank's practice not to honor checks outstanding for more than 6 months. So therefore, even though you don't have this sentence, okay, you have to do the adjustments accordingly. All right, so here is the diagram related to point number 4. Now you look at the timeline here. Okay, be careful. So this is the timeline for a year, and now we are on this date, December, the last day. Okay, and this is the date that we receive a check from customer according to information related to point number 4. Okay, so if you count from this day up to December the end, which is more than 6 months, okay, and what is the double entry whenever we have check received from customer? So we will do this with debit bank, right? And then we credit trade receivable. Is that right? However, we don't go to the bank, right? We just keep the bank for more than 6 months. So what happened to this? It becomes a stale check received from the customer. So stale means what? It is not fresh. So because later on, if you go to the bank again, you cannot get any money since it is unpresented for more than 6 months. Therefore, what is accounting treatment here? We need to reverse this double entry by cancel the stale check we have received from the customer. So the double entry will be just opposite. So credit bank to reverse the transaction and debit trade receivable, because once after it becomes stale, we cannot get any money from the bank by presenting this with our bank account. All right, so therefore we have to credit bank here, cash at bank accounts, okay, to reverse the stale check, and the amount is 4,430, and the reason is trade receivable. Description to reverse this as a kind of what? A stale check, and the point is number 4. Okay, so point number 5, you can give me a highlight to that point, which is quite special. All right, so what is it about? So we have a check, okay, which had been issued to a supplier. So what does mean issue to a supplier? That means we pay check to creditor. All right, the check was lost in transit. So what happened? That means the supplier never received our check. So, and then no entry had been made in respect of its cancellation. So what is the adjustment? Therefore, we need to reissue a check later on. But at this moment, we have to reverse the check paid to the supplier. So here is the analysis. So issue a check to supplier. So with debit trade payable, liability going down, and credit bank. However, we need to cancel the check paid because it has been lost in transit. So the double entry will be exactly the opposite. So that will be debit bank and credit trade payable. Okay, so this is the adjustment related to cancellation of the check we pay to supplier. All right, so the adjustment will be debit bank. So here is my cash at bank accounts. I put this on debit side, and the amount is 9,310. This is trade payable. Okay, and the description is related to check being lost in transit. And point number 5. All right. Okay, finally, the last point. So we have this check was deposited in the bank. That means we have a check received, and we go to the bank and look at the dates, which is on 29th of December. So it's quite late, so which had not been credited by the bank. So this is a very straightforward one. So already done in the cash book, but not yet done in the bank statement. So here, therefore, I go to bank statement here. So we already have uncredited item to be deducted from balances per cash book. So this is related to point number 6. Okay, so that will be 4,100. Okay, so finally, if you use your calculator to close the cash at bank accounts, so you will get this balance carry down. All right, so which is 31,180. It means the closing balance in the cash book after adjustments. Okay, so therefore, to move forward to the bank reconciliation statements. So we start with balance as per cash book, the same figure, 31,180. Okay, so plus this minus this, let me use calculator. So plus 10,390 and then minus 4,100. So this will be 37,470. All right, so therefore, if we go back to our diagram here, so this one will be what? This one will be 37,470. Okay, all right. And finally, part B, we have this. What is a post-dated check? Okay, remember what is a post-dated check, which is a check dated with a future date. Remember that we learned that in the previous lesson. And now we have to find the check number of the post-dated check related to that. So let's go back to which point? Okay, is this the point about post-dated check? Here. Okay, here. Dated 3rd January related to a future date. So the answer should be, this is the amounts, check number 723995. This is a post-dated check, will be the answer to B. Okay, all right, so this is about bank reconciliation statement in DSE 2018. Thank you for watching my video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.